Welcome to all the Cancer rising signs of the zodiac to your Jupiter in Cancer astrology video. I'm Cosmico 101. Trust you're doing well. Boy, oh boy, where do we start? You've been seriously blessed with a big upgrade if you Carp Diem, meaning seize the day, Cancer rising signs. Things won't fall into your lap unless you engage and believe in yourself. And Jupiter, transiting in your first house as a Cancer rising sign, bodes well for you putting your hat in the ring, putting your own skin in the game. Jupiter is giving you a lot of wind at your back, so not a lot of faith and belief in what you want to bring to your own table in this thing we call life, Cancer rising signs. Not a lot at all stopping you from executing well laid plans in expanding and growing your life in many different ways of your own free will and volition. But Jupiter isn't going to hand you things on a silver platter. You have to work with this transit, and that's where astrology comes in handy in giving you a time frame of when is the best time to strike while the iron's hot. Well, it's happening from June 10, 2025 to the 30th of June, 2026. After June 2026 on the 30th, please be aware that this doesn't mean all of what you engage with proactively from June 30 comes to a screeching halt. This is the building of something that's sustainable, that can emotionally fill your cup, Cancer rising, whatever it may be that you want to initiate in your own experience. So I'm going to be talking about this transit for you in this video through the lens of Hellenistic astrology and Western tropical astrology. So first and foremost, please be aware, Cancer rising signs. I am here to provide information to you to assist you to not go in to this transit with childlike enthusiasm and think, I am going to have nothing but the best of the best happen to me. That may be so. It depends what the universe has in store for you ultimately. But if you sit back on your laurels and wait for things to come to you with Jupiter transiting in your first house, that's not a way I would work with astrology and understanding this planet cycle. You have to literally grab the reins of your life here. And Jupiter is a planet that encourages unifying. So you are on notice, if you will, with this transit to unify with taking action, belief and faith in you're the captain of your own ship. Seriously, Carp Diem, Cancer rising signs. I'm not an astrologer that is interested in providing false, embellished, almost tongue-in-cheek, entertaining astrology that makes you go, oh my goodness, this is going to be fantastic. I am here to provide a realistic perspective on how this transit can be utilized and what you can experience. So you have to be interactive with your astrology chart and the planets in transits and understand what they mean and where you have the green light and where you may have some pitfalls. That's a fantastic, well-rounded way of working with astrology. So I'm not going to be going, oh, here comes Jupiter with abundance and luck and money and expansion and growth and travel, because that doesn't serve you. It's not how I want to provide astrological information. I certainly will when it is called for, absolutely. but I will not be giving you lip service and filling your cup up. It doesn't help anything in understanding a planet in transit. And I may be very different to a lot of astrologers that you listen to potentially when they talk about Jupiter in Cancer. They may have a different take on this transit. I'm just giving you mine. So you have free will and your own mind to take on the information or leave it at the door. Simply up to you. That's where we have free will. So use it. It's there. Okay, so let's talk about this transit. It is a good one. It is a good one, and Cancer rising signs are one of the zodiac signs of the astrology system that will benefit greatly if they literally step into the arena of their life and proactively engage with things that they love with their heart and soul, and things are easy to unite with because your intuition and your feelings will be on point, because the Jupiter is a planet that more often than not feels inspirational, feels optimistic. So this transit bodes well for the Cancer rising signs. That much I can tell you is very, very accurate. And I'm going to peel back the layers for you to give you a well-rounded holistic understanding of Jupiter in your first house in its exaltation dignity state for the Cancer rising signs. Okay, first things first, I'm not going to get really academically. Well, I'm going to try not to. I do end up sounding like a school teacher a lot of the time, and that's not my intention. It's just that my Mars conjunct Saturn in the third house, Gemini, really likes intricate, detailed information. And apologies in advance if I'll do my best to try to rein my own self in. Okay. Jupiter's exalted in Cancer. You may hear or be familiar with this term. And that means the dignity of Jupiter, that planet, is in an environment conducive to its nature. That zodiac sign matches the characteristics, if you will, of Jupiter. And that means that Jupiter's in for an easy ride, and Cancer rising signs are in for an easy ride through the lens of Hellenistic astrology. But I will be hammering down the facts. You must work with this transit, not sit back and wait. You have to work with the transits. Okay. Jupiter is exalted. It's in a zodiac sign such as Cancer that matches its frequency and vibration. Cancer is the time of the year through Western tropical astrology where the sun is the highest in the sky. It's summertime. That means people are out more. They're more active. There's a lot of sunshine, good weather, and it's about flourishing and growing. You know, when the sunflowers bloom, sunflowers connected to the sun, they usually will open up around this time of the year, Cancer. And not that that's important, but I'm trying to give you a lay of the land and understanding growth and when things flourish, and the flowers will flourish in summer. They're at full bloom, and it's connected to life. And with life, when we're out and about and we're enjoying the sun and we're enjoying nature, our relationships, and just entertainment, enjoying this thing called life, then bring in Jupiter, which is all about unifying, connecting, and planting seeds for growth of life. That's Jupiter. Jupiter is very nuanced. I'll try not to get all academic and make your ears bleed. Cancer rising signs. I'll try. Um, but Jupiter, painting in very broad strokes, Jupiter is about unity, connecting, and growing. So Cancer being, wow, everything's in full bloom, and life is happening, life is growing. Well, it's expanding, it's lush, it's ripe, and Jupiter just loves being in an environment where there's life and potential for growth and connecting with people and unifying. So Jupiter exalted in Cancer, again, just very basics 101, like my channel name suggests. That's what Jupiter exalted in Cancer means. It's in a zodiac sign that it's fit to grow and flourish, where it's all about unity. And then we put Jupiter exalted in Cancer through astrology into the first house, your first house as a Cancer rising sign. That first house is your life, your body, your health, your physicality, how you look, your appearance, beginnings. That's the first house. So bring in Jupiter, where it's like, well, where do we plant seeds and where do we unite and flourish? Well, Cancer rising signs, it's about really understanding and getting to know your body, your health, your appearance, what you want to begin, your life, literally your life. Stupid's going, hey, Cancer rising signs, I'm here from June 10, 2025 to June 30, 2026. What are we going to grow? What are we going to learn about? What are we going to be inspired by to get going that's going to sustain? So you're setting a stage, if you will, for Jupiter to go through all of the zodiac signs for the next 11 years before he gets back to your first house in 12 years' time. So it's a long cycle when you look at it from that perspective. So what you proactively engage with now with your well-laid plans, whatever they are, doesn't matter what they are, Cancer rising sign. Cancer rising signs. What matters is that Jupiter, this planet, gives you a blank canvas and goes, this place looks like it's ripe, it's ready for something new. And then you think about you, Cancer rising signs. It's time to get selfish. I'll put it out there. It really is. It's not a bad thing to think about filling your own cup up. It's not a bad thing to impregnate your mind, body, spirit, and soul with your own agenda. There's nothing wrong with it. You may hear different perspectives, but from one human being to another, from your cosmic girl to you, my listener, if we don't fill our own cups up, we seek out others to do it. And that is where it becomes a problem. We get codependent, we get needy, we get nervous when everything is resting on other people's reactions or how they contribute to our life through dependency. We want to be able to, as human beings, be strong in our own body, our own self, who we are, our own character, our own identity. And Jupiter gives you a 12-year cosmic green pass to do it. Jupiter travels through goes through the zodiac in a 12-year cycle. So it's like every 12 years, Jupiter's tapping you on the shoulder, Cancer rising sign, going, how about focusing on you now? Because when you've got it together, when your cups are filled, when you feel fantastic and you're certain about your path, who you are, your identity, your own character, feeling comfortable in your own skin, then that is self-sufficiency. It feels fantastic, but it emanates character and confidence. And with that dynamic self-confidence, people get really interested in you. And what's your secret, Cancer rising signs? What's your anecdote? Well, how do you do this? You become very attractive to other people. It's up to you to keep those boundaries in line where you don't want people to siphon and hemorrhage all the good stuff that you've got. That's up to you personally to keep a firm but loving balance between you and other, or whatever you proactively engage with your heart's desire. So Jupiter will make you really attractive. Why do I say that? Well, it's the first house of appearance, and Jupiter is all about wanting to be attractive enough to unite with others and connect. So you will be, I would surmise and philosophize with this transit for the Cancer rising signs. You're very invested in your physical appearance, how you look, and how that makes you feel fantastic. So if you're a Cancer rising sign that's been playing it cool, dumbing it down regarding attracting certain people, things, or events in your life, you've been a little, for better words, not too confident. Jupiter in the first house will give you that oomph to spruce yourself up, have a total rehaul regarding beautifying yourself. And that in itself is quite empowering. If for Jupiter in your first house of you and your appearance for over a year. So you'll be really adept, if you will, at intuitively picking up those subtle Jupiterian vibes and frequencies and vibrations of, you really do like that piece of clothing, that hairstyle, that whatever it is, okay, whatever it is that's catching your eye. And Jupiter goes, that's really going to make you feel strong. That's going to make you feel amazing. Then get it. It's time for you to feel good about that. And you can unify and connect easy with things that you love and your heart's desire. So it's quite a delicious transit when we're talking about, you're more than ready to try on the Emperor's new clothes. It's really quite nice. So let's talk a bit more then, other than the aesthetic part of it, with Jupiter, in the first house. Then Jupiter, you as a Cancer rising are in a commanding position. Jupiter's in the helm in the first house. And when you have a benefic like Jupiter transiting in the first house of the helm, then this is control. Feeling that you're really steering your own life direction organically, or that may feel foreign for you, or it may feel like, oh my goodness, I know the consequences, I know the pros and cons of me going in that direction, doing this, doing that. It's almost like an intellectual faculties in your landscape is really expanded, and it may feel for the Cancer rising signs that there's some sort of innate intelligence going on here that sort of comes back online that makes you feel surprisingly quite confident, or feel like the confidence is coming back, and like, oh, finally I feel like I'm making smart choices here, and deliberate choices that I know what the consequences are, what the benefits are, what the cons are. You'll be able to really be that sharp with this transit, which is really helpful for sifting through the wheat and the chaff of distractions, things that siphon your energy and hemorrhage your energy, and that are detrimental to your health and your body and your physical appearance. You'll be onto it. So that's really helpful as well for you when you've got this transit. So all in all, if we think, well, we'll talk blanket responses that you may be hearing. Jupiter is abundance, expansion, growth, luck. Can be, absolutely. Not going to remove that. But the abundance, luck, optimism, and growth is you. You're the intricate moving part. You're the instrument that needs to show Jupiter So, what you proactively open yourself up to, Jupiter will give you that instinct whether it's the right path or this is not going to grow and flourish. So, I think your thinking cap is on, and and my astrological advisors use it because this Jupiter is setting off a 12-year cycle. So you won't be back here for another 12 years. So think of you and being in control of your life. Literally, we're all in control of our lives at any given time. But now Jupiter being the benefic, exalted in the first house, it's like welcoming back your muse, your mojo, and going, yeah, you know what I inject here, what I start here, what I really step into here, my heart's desire, it's going to have a knock-on effect and a long one at that. So I want to have my street smarts about me. Jupiter's here to help. Okay. Now, before I end this video, because that's really the crux of it, but I am going to go a little bit more detail for you, which you may really enjoy, you may not. But Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius and Pisces, those two zodiac signs. And Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which is your sixth house in your natal chart as a Cancer rising sign. And that sixth house is about illness, slavery, service, work. Sounds fun, huh? And Jupiter rules that sixth house is now in your first house. Okay. So what does that mean? This is just a quick little extra, if you will, for the Cancer rising signs. Then you're on notice, if you will, to be consciously aware, really, to your best ability. And I'm certainly not speaking to you like you're a dimwit, because I know you're not. But no work-life balance. Don't over compensate and stretch yourself too thin with this transit. It will have a very draining effect on you if you do not speak up for yourself and know your own limits physically, mentally, when it comes to your work. Simple, is it not? I'm not saying that being nasty when I'm laugh, but you get the picture. The ruler of the sixth house of work, slavery, service, and illness is in your first house of self. So control, maneuver through your everyday world with finesse to your best ability so you don't have burnout. Jupiter ruling Pisces, the ninth house for you. That ninth house is foreigners, foreign places, travel, higher education, religion. So Jupiter ruling that ninth house in your first house, well, this is also bodes very well because that ninth house trines the first house, which is lovely. That's a great, helpful aspect. And it's a Jupiterian one at that, which is really good. So those ninth house topics and subjects, excuse me, I don't know why I'm fumbling over my words here, is brought into the first house because Jupiter rules that ninth house as well as the sixth. So that also bodes well for bringing in more structure and unifying more harmoniously with things that are foreign to you. Things that feel larger than life, where you just go, oh, that's all just a bit overwhelming. I don't understand that culture. I don't understand that subject. I don't understand this religion. I don't understand this spiritual path. I don't understand these traveling. I don't understand it. Well, Jupiter in the first house, ruling the ninth house, will go, well, this is about starting something new for yourself. Then this is great for educating yourself. Educating yourself, Cancer rising signs. We never stop learning, and this transit is beneficial for you. So you think of foreigners and foreign places. What that means could mean a plethora of things. You know your own natal chart, but foreigners and foreign places are the ninth house. What is foreign to you? A language? A supermarket? A magazine? A concept about life? Learning a niche skill in a university? A travel destination? What's foreign about them? You think, oh, I don't really understand it. Then learn about it. Fantastic transit. The ninth house ruler Jupiter in the first house of beginnings and learning and starting something that improves your body, your character, your health. Fantastic transit. Educate yourself, streamline, put your hat in the ring and go, yeah, I don't know enough about this, but I really want to learn this. This is the transit to do it, should you choose to do so of your own free will. So step into your life, literally step into your life. Blank canvas, Jupiter. I want to help you unite and cohesively connect with the sixth house or the ninth house and bringing them all in. So streamline your work, improve your body, open up your mind, body, spirit, and soul. Let's go. Let's start something. Let's build some muscles that are laying dormant, that need an injection of life that helps you feel like you're self-fulfilled. You're nourishing yourself from the inside out. Really nice transit, Cancer risings. Enjoy it. Okay, I'll leave it there. Until next time, stay cosmic.